Hello and a warm welcome to a brand new episode of South Central. It's a new week with plenty of action in business, markets, politics, and beyond from across the 5 southern states. And we're here to get you all the latest from the region. My name is Jude Sanith, and here are the headlines that we're tracking at this hour. South Korea-based HD Hyundai will build its first Indian shipyard in Tamil Nadu. The company picks Thoothukudi as its port of preference. Just months after Prestige Estates recorded its highest half-year sales numbers, the company tells investors it expects sustainment sales of 6,500 crore rupees over the next 2 quarters without major launches. OTT platforms slash acquisition prices for South Indian films by a whopping 50 to 60% over reports of film producers overinflating film budgets and asking prices. Malayalam actor Dileep is acquitted by a Kerala court in the infamous 2017 abduction and rape case. The Ernakulam Sessions Court finds 6 others guilty. Coimbatore-based SaaS firm Co to build a development center in the town. The startup will scale up its AI-driven knowledge platform Document 360 to $25 million in annual recurring revenue by 2028. And a road in India named after US President Donald Trump. Reports say that could soon become a reality in Hyderabad's financial district. First up on the show, in a huge vote of confidence to SaaS investments in Tier 2 towns, Coimbatore-based SaaS firm Co will invest approximately 220 crore rupees towards building a development center in the town. The company announced the investment even as AI knowledge platform Document 360, which is one of its own, has hit an annual recurring revenue of $10 million. The company says it expects this ARR figure to grow to around 25 million in just 3 years from now. That is, of course, in the year 2028. Buoyed by exciting times ahead for AI adoption in SaaS, the promise of large-scale growth, and the potential for Tier 2 cities to take South India's SaaS story forward, the company is bullish about the future. To speak to us about what the investment means for South India's SaaS ecosystem and how AI adoption could change the SaaS game, I'm now joined by Saravana Kumar, founder and CEO at Co. Saravana, thank you so much for joining us on the Bulletin. That investment of 220 crore rupees in the Coimbatore Development Center, you're based in Coimbatore in a sense, but you're also doubling down here. Is Co. betting big and betting more on Tier 2 towns?
Hi, Jude. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Yeah, I think right from the beginning, we are very confident in investing in Tier 2 cities. And I don't know how many of you are aware, like the name of the company itself, Co. reflects the name of the town, like a Coimbatore, the other name for Coimbatore is called Co. So we are all, passionate about the city, and right from the beginning, we are very particular about building the company out of Coimbatore. Like in the initial days, there was a lot of skepticism, and even some of my fellow founders challenged me, like whether you will be able to build something out of Coimbatore, because the ecosystem didn't exist when we started, like nearly over 10 years ago. So now, we have proven that like 2 of our products. This is the second product in our portfolio to cross this $10 million ARR mark. We are super confident, and that's why we are giving some really open numbers in the public now, like how much we'll be investing in the next 3 years and where our revenue will be for the document 360, for example, 25 million by 2028 and 40 to 45% annual growth is what we are forecasting. And we are very confident on those numbers.
Absolutely. And like you rightly said, I think you couldn't have thought of a better name than Covey.co, given that you were so confident and bullish and continue to be that way when it comes to building in Coimbatore and continuing to scale up from there. So, Sarnan, let me ask you, in which areas then will this investment of 220 crore now be deployed? And how much of this will go towards AI adoption itself?
Yeah, I think it's approximately we are looking at about $10 million investment into in COVID every year. Like this is just on the India center. Of course, our investment at the global scale is much higher. Majority of that investment will get into the R&D side of the product R&D, and the AI, of course, it plays a significant role. So what gives us the leverage at the moment is all of the AI investments, what we have done in the last 3.5 years. Even though like the AI wave has picked up only in the 12 to 18 months, we've been constantly investing for the last over three plus years. And that is what given us the edge. And we are going to double down on all those investments. Like we looking at companies like Cursor and how they are democratized the developer productivity platform. We see similar kind of trends coming up for a knowledge base industry. And that is where we are well positioned. We are already kind of a market leaders in this segment. Now we are actually wanted to accelerate and grow faster. So the majority of investment will get into the R&D and the development side of things in India.
Right. Let's talk about that crucial announcement there with regard to Document 360. It just hit 10 million in ARR and it's on route to hitting 25 million by 2028. At least that's what you've put out there, a growth rate of about 40 to 45%. What's the strategy to make this happen, A? And what are the growth levers that you will actually be moving to help you get here?
Okay, this is, as I said, it's a second product. We have done it once, and this is the second product we managed to do it. And if you look at, what happened in the AI world in the last 12 to 18 months is basically everybody got kind of, I'll say, panic to some extent, and every SaaS company out there, they just wanted to add AI label to their product. But there are very few products which naturally fits into the AI wave. So the one clear winner, for example, is the development and companies like Cursor and Replit and some companies what they have done. So we saw something similar, and that is what gave us the leverage in the last 18 months or so, like which accelerated the growth and managed to help us reach this revenue target of $10 million. And we are seeing, we'll be seeing more and more of this coming, and then that is what giving us the driver for us to be confident and say we'll be hitting those numbers, and we see the traction coming in terms of the growth. We are going to double down on what's working for us. We are already widespread. The product is pretty much used in 70 odd countries already. Like it's not that we need to go and explore a new country. So US plays a major role. Like 45% of our current revenue comes out of US, and about 30% Europe, and remaining rest of the world. So we're going to double down on that one. And in terms of growth levers, we already started some new initiatives like building up a sales function out of our London headquarters. Predominantly in the past, we are mainly driven everything from Coimbatore, but if you wanted to hit the $25 million mark, we thought we need to explore and leverage some of our UK headquartered advantage, and that is what we have done, and we are already doubling down on those numbers.
Right. Right. And a lot of these projections, of course, are for Document 360, expected to hit 25 million by 2028, 40 to 45% growth rate. But what is the overall growth rate that you expect Covey.co to grow by year on year? And what are some of the overall revenue targets that you've set for yourself, Sarnan?
Yeah, sure. I think we being a multi-product company, like we treat each product as almost like independent companies. Like they all have like, there is no overlap. Typically, when companies do multi-product, they will create like uh, associated products. Like if you the product A, you can sell to the same customer base when you're building the product B. But in our case, we took a completely different route. Like the document 360 and other products are not related, so their growth projection is also not connected. So document 360, we have a clear trajectory, and one of the other levers what we are looking at is there's a second product called Turbo 360, which is more of a Azure cloud cost optimization product. And personally, I wanted to take that product to $10 million revenue as well. So you can see independently, like Turbo 360 got a 10 million target as the next thing. Document 360 got 25 million. And the first product, Bistock 360, is a kind of a legacy product. We are not expecting that product to grow significantly because it's a 20-year-old product, and then things moved on. And for that particular product, we are looking more of a stabilization and maintaining our existing customer base and making sure that revenue stays idle. I think one of the things I wanted to highlight here is the company is fully bootstrapped. We haven't taken a single dollar out of any investors. We invested our own money, and whatever the investment, what we are talking, the big numbers, it's all coming from our own revenue, what we generate. We are a very efficient business, and we also, that's reflected in the growth and how we wanted to grow the business as well.
Right. In fact, I was coming to that next. You've been quite stoically bootstrapped since the very beginning, 2011, if I'm not mistaken, showing no signs of raising any external funding. Does that continue, or are you open to raising capital and craft out a change of course in terms of what you have been doing so long? What's the outlook like? Do you stay bootstrapped, or do you raise funds anytime soon?
Sure. I think I get this question all the time when we are discussing about, like either in a founder circle or in a media circle. This question, comes inevitably, it comes every time. Are you going to be bootstrapped all the way through, or you're going to raise capital? So the way I look at it is, you shouldn't raise money unless otherwise there is a very clear need for that capital. And also, I want to be very clear. I'm not one of those founders who are very adamant saying, I'm going to bootstrap the company forever. If the moment is right, if you think the company can grow exponentially faster by injecting external capital, we'll probably will look into it. But the way we are operating at the moment is, for example, we had our offsite meetings for our GM, the focus where how much we wanted to grow in 2026. All the numbers are locked down. That is where this 40 to 45% growth numbers, pictures coming from. It's not random numbers we are throwing. So we are confident, we can grow to 40 to 45% growth next year. And we work backwards in terms of, how much capital is required for us to get to that number. And can we fund that from our own pocket? And if the answer is yes, then we simply say, okay, we are not going to raise capital for the next year. We get roughly 2 to 3 inbound requests every month, every week. I will say, like people reaching out, and then continuously following up and for investing. As you probably know, when a company is proven and it's shown like an efficient model, the money is there in the market for you to take it. In those cases, there is a templated email I sent out to them saying, we are not looking to raise until December 26th. And then by end of the year, we reevaluate everything and see, how do we do it? That's the model we apply here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the interesting thing here is you're not ruling out raising funding either, but if there are internal accruals to go with, why not continue that course? On that note, Saravana Kumar, great speaking to you. All the very best for that, the future scaling up plans, especially from the beautiful city of Coimbatore. Thanks so much for joining us and sharing some of those insights with us.
Sure. Yeah, thank you very much, Jude. Thank you.
Well, moving on then. South Korean shipbuilding conglomerate HD Hyundai has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Tamil Nadu government to build a shipyard in Thoothukudi. In a press release, the company said that the Indian government had in fact suggested Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh as possible locations for the company's first ever shipyard in India, but Hyundai chose Tamil Nadu since the state seemed to have a suitable location for the project. Interestingly, HD Hyundai also said it picked Thoothukudi because temperature and rainfall patterns in the town were similar to the South Korean port city of Ulsan, which houses HD Hyundai's existing shipyards. While no information has emerged yet on how much the South Korean shipbuilder will invest in the project, what the project will do is give Thoothukudi and Tamil Nadu's maritime edge a massive shot in the arm. Staying with investment news from Tamil Nadu, Reliance Industries Limited is all set to invest 11,760 crore rupees towards setting up integrated bioenergy plants across the state. An MOU between Reliance and the Tamil Nadu government was inked at the TN Rising Summit in Madurai. No further details have been divulged as to where the plants will come up, but the government and RIL have said that the objective will be to generate direct and indirect employment around these units and drive sustainability. Moving from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka then, just months after Prestige Estates reported its best ever half-yearly sales numbers of approximately 18,143 crore rupees, the company has told investors that it expects sustainment sales totaling to 6,500 crore rupees over the next 2 quarters without any major launches. In an exclusive chat with ET Now, Prestige's management said the company had acquired 11 acres of prime land in high-tech city within Hyderabad for the development of office and residential projects. Let's listen into a slice of that conversation.
Office leasing demand is pretty robust, strong. It's coming from various sections, GCCs now, and then many other, even co-working spaces are taking up space because this is the new I would say the business that is there. All people who want to set up business, startups and others prefer to lease out space from the co-working spaces, and there are many in the market today. So there's a lot of opportunity and there's a lot of availability for that. So that's a good business model that has come into the market, and these people consume our space. We per se at one point of time had thought of it, but we didn't. Now I think the space is too crowded. We'd rather just lease out spaces to the co-working spaces and anybody else who likes to do have a take-up. And I think the demand is pretty robust there, and I don't see any stress at all on that point.
You know, since you did touch upon it, you've signed that 12,500 crore rupee pact with the Maharashtra government, right, for data centers and GCC parks. What's the update on the rollout plan and what kind of revenue potential can you see from this initiative?
Wow. Yes, now that's another thing that we are going to focus on completely. We are now going to the next step of seeing that the land is allotted, then it's paid for, and then the approvals come in, the planning approvals come in. We just completed a data center which we built for NTT just last week. So that gives us the courage, and we also know how things are done. And we are also planning to do something in Andhra, that's in Vizag, the data centers. So this is, and we are looking also opportunity in Hyderabad for data centers. So I think data centers is going to be the next big thing. But in terms of revenue, it's again on rental. We don't see us operating data centers. We're looking for a strategic partnership for that. But we will definitely invest in the land, building and the infrastructure and get in someone who can operate it for us.
Mr. Razak, on the hotel side of things, you've got a very, very healthy launch pipeline. Capex is still coming on stream. What's the sense like maybe over the next couple of years with regard to hotels? Are you confident of this 4,760 key kind of guidance that you've given in terms of additions?
No, extremely confident. You see, the largest asset which it will get ready next year. We are looking at completing it in July of next year and start trading by the end of the year next year. And that's a big asset that's in Delhi AeroCity that is almost 900 keys. It's got a St. Regis and a Marriott Marquis. Apart from that, we are also concurrently building a W hotel in Bangalore near the Bangalore airport. And then there is a huge stream of developments that are there, Oberoi in Hyderabad, and many other brands that are coming up in various cities. So that we are very quite confident and very bullish about the hotel sector.
Well, Irfan, Razak there being bullish on data centers, especially in Hyderabad now. In fact, this forward-looking statement is pretty much in line with both the Telangana and the Andhra region seeing a whole lot of investment on the data center front, both with the RIL JV and also Google setting aside big money to invest in data centers in the Andhra Telangana region. So the Telugu states there really raking in a large chunk of data center investments, which of course has a big boost on the real estate potential that the region comes with. Now, staying with the news, of course, from land acquisition in Hyderabad and the real estate of it thereof, Brigade Enterprises has acquired just over 4 acres for phase 3 of its Neopolis project. The acquisition in question saw the Bengaluru-based builder secure the land through an auction conducted by the Hyderabad Metropolitan Development Authority. The developer will acquire this land parcel at approximately 118 crore rupees per acre, which makes the total acquisition come through at approximately 477 crore rupees. Well, it's been over half a decade now since the OTT boom and the rise of regional content, which took the Indian entertainment market by storm. But streaming platforms are now giving producers of this content a bit of a reality check. According to reports, OTT players across the board have begun slashing acquisition rates for South Indian films by 50 to 60%. The decision comes, the report says, even as OTTs or the producers rather, were inflating quotations and asking prices in discussions with streaming platforms. Some streaming platforms are also of the informed belief that a number of producers were in fact inflating film budgets while presenting to these OTT platforms in the hope that they could sell streaming rights for a premium. And that has meant that a 100 to 120 crore rupee fee for streaming rights for an A-list South Indian film has now shrunk to just about 50 to 60 crore rupees. A fair reality check on where the OTT market for southern content is at this time and place today. Moving to Kerala then, the Ernakulam Principal Sessions Court has acquitted Malayalam actor Dileep in an 8-year-old abduction and rape case. In 2017, the actor was charged with abduction and sexual assault of a fellow actor in a trial that sent ripples of shock across Kerala and the rest of the country's entertainment and political circles. Earlier today, a single-judge bench acquitted Dileep while upholding the charges leveled against 6 others who were accused along with the actor. The individuals have been convicted for criminal conspiracy, wrongful confinement, assault to outrage modesty, abduction, attempt to disrobe, and gang rape. So a big relief there for Malayalam actor Dileep, but the latest that we are picking up from the ground is that the Kerala government will in fact be challenging this acquittal in a higher court. So it seems like that saga besieging the actor is all set to continue, at least for the foreseeable future. From one controversy to another, just 6 months after a deadly stampede outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru killed 11 cricket fans, Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar emphasized that the stadium would in fact continue to host IPL matches. The Deputy CM also said that a new stadium for Bengaluru would be built, but until such time, the Chinnaswamy would continue to host these matches to quote-unquote uphold the honor of Bengaluru. Remember, this comes just 6 months after 11 individuals were killed at a deadly stampede that was organized on the occasion of the Royal Challengers Bengaluru winning its first ever IPL trophy. Staying with cricket then, he's off to what could be called the start of another dream run in ODI cricket, and Indian cricket legend Virat Kohli, it seems, is looking for divine intervention to keep it going. Over the weekend, the star batter visited the Sri Varaha Lakshmi Narasimha Swami temple in Vizag following India's 2-1 victory over South Africa in the recently conducted ODI series. Kohli, remember, secured the Player of the Series trophy for the 2 centuries and a 50 that he hit across the 3-match lineup. So let's hope that India's ODI batting colossus, with a bit of help from the gods, continues this rich rain of fall. And in a first of sorts, a road in Hyderabad could be named after US President Donald Trump. Reports suggest that the Telangana government is planning to rename the road housing the US consulate in the city as Donald Trump Avenue. Located in the city's financial district, the renaming could well be the first time a road in India is being renamed after a sitting US president. So that's something to look forward to then, even as Donald Trump Avenue is all set to take form and shape and a new name board in the city of Hyderabad. And well, with that, we're completely out of time on this edition of South Central. Thanks so much for joining us as we break down news from South India. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow for a brand new show. For the moment, it's goodbye.